I don't see the...
Francois Martelet. Småbolagsdagarna i Stockholm, välkommen tillbaka. Borde kanske kalla det småbolagsmaraton, för vi har haft inte mindre än 55 bolag här under 3 dagar. Jag har kommer att ha intervjuat 16 av de här bolagen. Otroligt spännande bolag, och när man inte trodde att det kunde bli mer spännande, ja då blir det ju faktiskt minst lika spännande. Vi slutar med att intervjua ett bolag som heter Oasmia. Och let me give a warm welcome to Francois Martelet. You're quite new as a CEO for Oasmia. Yes. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Francois, what do you say? Shall we cut to the chase? Could you just give me a hint of the investment case for Oasmia at the moment?
Straight, okay. Well, I mean, basically, we are an integrated pharmaceutical company with one product approved, which is quite rare into our industry for a mid-sized company in the biotech world. And then we have also a drug delivery platform. And on top of it, we have a great deal with a US-based company, a partnership agreement.
Okay, so I give you 20 minutes to elaborate on that. So thank you so much. Stage is yours.
Thank you. So perhaps a few words about myself. So I am a medical doctor with a business degree. I joined the company in March of this year. And although you can hear my French accent, I haven't been working that much in France, but mostly international. And I've been working for big pharma companies over the last 18 years, and then moved to small companies, biotech, where I've been CEO a number of times. And my last job was the CEO of an IP commercialization company based in the UK. So today I will give you an overview of Oasmia and its capabilities. Right, so this presentation will cover what we are as a team, and then I will explain our core engine, our drug delivery platform. I will then go through a little bit of our pipeline, and then I will explain how we commercialize our approved product, Apealea, and then I will give you a sense of where we are heading, what is the vision of the company. Right, so we are not a drug delivery company, as you could think. We are an integrative, innovative pharmaceutical company using a technology platform in order to generate new formulation of existing drugs and or to generate new innovative drugs. And I believe this is an important differentiating factor vis-à-vis other companies that may appear to be the same. We do have in-house all the capabilities of a pharmaceutical company, including a GMP production facility based in Uppsala. And we have one product approved in ovarian cancer. It's an oncology drug called Apealea, approved in Europe, and we are working on this, on the approval process in the US. We recently signed off a deal with a US-based company called Oliva, that is a subsidiary of a major concern in Korea called HLB. And although we are not engaged in commercial production, we will retain the R&D capabilities from a production standpoint, and that's important. So we retain our in-house capability with our platform in order to produce new APIs, for instance, in the near future. And I joined the company mid-March, as I said earlier. Right, so we have recently added a lot of expertise on our board, coming from the pharmaceutical and biotechnology world. Anders Hafstrand has recently become the chairman of the company. He has a lot of experience in big pharma and in biotech. We have also on our board Ege Hellström, Sven Roman. Both are coming from the pharma and the biotechnology world, and this is very important for us to move forward. And at the same time, you know, I am upgrading the level of skills and capabilities of our management team, which explains why you can see there are a number of people as acting in a number of functions. But clearly, we have this great level of ambition to bring in talented people on board. So this slide does show you encapsulation technology, and there are different ways to encapsulate an active pharmaceutical ingredient. We call that API. You can use either a liposome nanoparticle, you can use a micelle, or you can use a protein-based nanoparticle. Our technology, that we call XR17, is a micelle-based platform, which is the one mentioned on the number 2 of this slide. And I have to say that this is not an exhaustive list of technologies, but this is the main technologies that have been approved through different products, and as opposed to some of them that are more in the preclinical stage. So the features of these technologies are fundamentally an improvement of the stability of drugs that are not soluble. Also an improvement of the biodistribution and pharmacokinetics, and above all, an improvement of the patient safety that is absolutely very important, and I will come back to that a little bit later on. Right, so digging a little bit more into the technology. So as you may know, most chemotherapy drugs, mainly small molecules, are not water soluble. And this is an important issue in the pharmaceutical world. Why? Because there are a number of side effects that are linked to that. And also, we believe that with our technology, we can increase the efficacy of drugs. So our XR17 platform consists of derivatives of vitamin A with an hydrophilic head together with an hydrophobic chain, and the combination of both with the API is called the encapsulation. And by doing so, we constitute a micelle, and the micelle is water soluble. And then once injected into the blood of the patient, the micelle dissolved, and then the API can go straight to the tumor. And we believe that this technology is fundamentally a facilitator of an administration of an IV API without adding toxic solvents, and potentially also we can add some more efficacy in the chemotherapy process. Right, so our XR17 platform is, as I said earlier, is a proven delivery technology that has fundamentally 3 applications. First, in oncology, as I said earlier, so that's our main leg, with the approval of Apilia in ovarian cancer in Europe. Another indication that we are working on, namely, for instance, prostate cancer. And I will come back to that a little bit later on. We are also working on new APIs that we can develop through our platform. And as I said earlier, it's important to remember that we retain the rights of our XR17 platform. At the same time, we have also the animal health leg, consisting of paclitaxel and doxorubicin, and that we will be reviewing the business case in the future. We have also, and this is an important part of our XR17 platform, our other abilities to use other drugs. So in some other words, like for instance, propofol would be a perfect candidate for the XR17 platform. And we are initiating to work with other companies in order to fundamentally out-license those new formulations of existing drugs. Right, so a couple of words about the key platform benefits, especially from let's say from a technical standpoint, and then I will move from a patient standpoint. So the capability of the platform to solubilize is very strong and very superior to many technologies that exist as of today. I don't want to bother you with ratio, but we have certainly great ratio on that side. And by doing so, we can reduce the amount of solubilizer by more than 50 times to XR17. The safety profile is also validated. obviously with the drug approved, and the drug load capacity is very high. And this is also something very important. And then the final benefit is that we have a co-delivery potential. That means encapsulating 2 APIs in one for to treat a patient, for instance, in cancer. And we are testing that co-delivery potential. Right, now even more important from a patient standpoint. Obviously, we have a shorter infusion time with Apealea. That is very convenient for patients because it does save time for the patient, but also for the clinics. And, but even more importantly, there is almost no need to use corticotherapy either prior to the administration of the product or after Apealea. And this is extremely important in the management of cancer. And why? Because we want to upregulate the body immune system. We don't want to downregulate it with corticosteroids. And this is an extremely, actually very exciting new scientific concept in the industry. Looking ahead, we believe that the combination of Apealea with an immuno-oncology drug could be a very reasonable option that fits the current trend in science. And finally, you know, something extremely important as well is that our formulation is chemophore-free. And this is precisely what is responsible for a number of side effects with Taxol, for instance, paclitaxel. And our formulation does reduce very significantly the level of hypersensitivity in patients. Right, I don't want to spend that much time on the patent situation, but just to give you a sense that we have a broad and long-lasting patent protection for our XR17 platform, both from a process standpoint, also from a new formulation once it is going through the engine. And also we have applied to a number of SPC, Supplementary Protection Certificate in Europe, which will give us access with 5 more years in terms of patent. Right, this slide is an important one. This is the pipeline of Oasmia. So on this slide, you could see that our US partner, Oliva, is responsible for the commercialization of Apealea, mainly in the whole world, with the exception of a couple of countries such as Nordics, CIS, and Russia. And together with our partner, we will be also working at adding new indications in the field of oncology, and that is important. At the same time, we have also our own pipeline, which is docetaxel micellar, and I'm sure you have seen the recent press release in prostate cancer. We're initiating a collaboration with a Swiss research group in phase 1B. And at the same time, as I said earlier, we're also working at new APIs. So what can go into the machine in order to add more compounds in our portfolio. And we have as well our animal health, basically pipeline that I will go through a little bit later on. But it is important to remember that from a research standpoint, we are also working on this double encapsulation process. Right, so animal health portfolio consisting of what we call Pacal-Vet and Doxophos-Vet, so Paclitaxel-Vet and Doxorubicin-Vet. Those assets are also covered very well by our Oasmia patent portfolio. They're intended to address animal health needs in the growing animal market that you could see. And for instance, you know, dogs will have unfortunately the chance to have cancer. It's 25% of all dogs in their lifetime will have a cancer such as lymphoma, mastocytoma, for which our drugs are very fitting that kind of indications. Right, so a few words about Apilia. And this slide does show you the indication that we are being approved with. So we are approved for relapse ovarian cancer. We have a broader indication in Russia, which includes the first line as well. And for patients who are experiencing significant side effect with paclitaxel, then Apilia is the perfect indication. There is no other product approved in an advanced ovarian cancer than Apilia. So I think this is an extremely important point because we do fulfill an unmet medical need. With Apilia, we can increase our dosage, compared to paclitaxel, up to 250 milligrams per square meters, which is quite significant. This slide does show you the incidence of ovarian cancer that is fairly similar between the US and Europe, while it is extremely prevalent in Asia. Something to remember is that the relapse percentage in women is fairly high, so we are far away from having cured this disease. Another reason why we believe it is important to have brought on the market this product in this indication. Right, a few words about our competitor versus Abraxane. So basically, in a nutshell, we believe that Abraxane and Apilia are quite similar, but we are the only one to have this approved indication. Abraxane is approved in other indication, and Apilia is the only product approved in advanced ovarian cancer. We can deliver a higher dose of API vis-a-vis Taxol. We can increase the dosage. We have a high drug load capacity, and also it's important to remember that the infusion time is significantly different with Apilia, much lower compared to with Taxol. Right, so a few words about our great partnership with Oliva, and the total value of the deal that we have recently signed off is close to $700 million US. We have a number of milestones to reach. We have also a double-digit royalties on sales, and an important part is that fundamentally, we have the rights for any other product that are coming out of XR17. Right, an important slide is this one about the key driver. So what can you expect? And this is the key inflection points that I have tried to summarize in two categories, short-term and medium-term. So obviously we are working with our partner Oliva to deliver the milestones, and I have personally developed a very good relationship with the CEO of Oliva. We will develop docetaxel micellar as we are able to release. We were able to release recently some news about that with our Swiss collaboration partner. We will evaluate strategically our animal health business. We will be working on initiating collaboration with well-known academia, institutions, and cooperative groups in the world. We will also have always an eye in the market. We believe that the market will be consolidated, and given our strong cash position, we should benefit from that, and we are looking at it as we speak. We are evaluating another generation of XR17. This is the XR19, that is dual encapsulation process. And this is the strategy, over the next 6 to 12 months, that I think will constitute the new Oasmia, a more lean and mean organization that is eager to succeed in the marketplace. So this is my concluding slide about the vision of Oasmia. We ultimately want to become a significant specialty pharma company, cash positive, and this is obviously a goal that we are planning to achieve over the next 2 to 3 years. And We believe that we can only succeed, by strengthening our pipeline internally, potentially acquiring other companies, and above all, as we all know, success depends on people, and we have a great partnership, a great relationship with our partner. We have increased significantly our capabilities internally by adding expertise at the board level. I will be doing the same at the management team level. And all in all, we are on track to turn around Oasmia and make it a great success. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Francois. Well, as you mentioned, you've been the CEO only since March this year. What has been your best contribution so far?
Well, clearly, I was part of the finalization of the Oliva deal. This is one. And then two, we have been looking at the whole organization and therefore make it more efficient. Three, we've been looking at the overarching vision of the company. What could be Oasmia in 3 to 5 years? And this is what exactly I've been spending my time over the last 3 months. We want to become a specialty pharma company.
I must ask you a question also. Was there anything that you were sort of surprised of when you once entered the company?
Well, I've been a CEO.
Did everything was clear to you?
I've been CEO a couple of times already, so nothing can surprise me, basically.
Okay, yeah, good answer. But there are so many things happening in Oasmia at the moment. Well, there always has been a company of a lot of action, but now just you came in, and there also is a new chairman in Mr. Anders Härfstrand, replacing Jörgen Olsson. You have a new member of the board as well in Birgit Stattin Rinder. My question is, will you and Anders Härfstrand, the new chairman of the board, will you create like a new Oasmia, or at least will you find a new direction in any way?
Well, you could see the transition from the kind of old Oasmia, where a number of things will have been resolved, a number of litigation, so the past, moving to the new Oasmia, a lot of competencies internally, from a pharmaceutical and biotechnology world, and basically driving to the vision and making sure that we have all the assets that are necessary internally to get there.
And also one other question regarding your recent. Are you a stock owner, or do you have any options, or?
Well, it has been released publicly that I have a number of stock options, but otherwise I cannot comment on this kind of
thank
questions.
You. There are a lot of questions from our audience. Let's take them one by one. When can we see some income from the Nordic countries?
Right, so that we have launched Apealea in the Nordic countries mid-February, and obviously, starting at the beginning of March, we've been hit by the COVID-19, and therefore this has slowed down our launching efforts in that part of the world. Therefore, I would kindly ask our investors to be a little bit patient, and we do hope to start again, the activities in that part of the world as soon as we can, basically, because hospitals have been locked down, for most of them.
Okay, maybe you find this question a bit difficult as well. As you said, you launched Apealea in Sweden, Denmark, Finland, just this January. So one other question from the audience is, what's the time frame for reaching the markets in US and Asia?
Right, so this is now in the hands of our partner, Oliva, and obviously they are the ones to communicate on that, and I cannot comment publicly any further.
And regarding your list of shareholders, are there any bigger investors? Are there any discussions with big investors?
Well, I'm sure you understand that I cannot comment on that, but certainly this is also on top of my
but maybe you can comment a little bit on if it's something that you would like to see, that there some changes in the shareholders list.
Well, of course, we are very pleased to have retail investors on board, but at the same time, we need also to diversify our shareholder base by adding new institutional investors, and we are working on this.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk about your burn rate. When you have communicated earlier, according to this question from the audience, that you would have a burn rate by 100 million Swedish crowns, I understand. When will your burn rate reach this level?
Well, we said publicly that we will be making savings of around 100 million Swedish kronor per year.
Okay.
And our burn rate will be significantly reduced as we speak from now on.
Okay, but no exact dates, maybe. Could we expect any further news regarding Dosecal soon?
Well, I'm very pleased to say that we have been able to initiate a collaboration with docetaxel micellar, called Dosecal, with our Swiss research group. This is a very significant event for Oasmia because this is the first time that we are entering into a partnership agreement with a very well-known academic institution in Europe. And you know that in oncology, you need to partner, you need to develop drugs together with researchers coming from well-known institutions.
And talking about Dosecal, another question regarding this product. What was the reason for the name change? You changed it from much longer name to Dosecal. Why is that?
All right. So docetaxel micellar means the micellar, which is the way, because the way we are producing it basically through this technology, and docetaxel is the generic name. Dosecal appear to be very close to docetaxel, and the patent office will not allow us to use it.
Okay,
basically.
So that's the simple answer.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you are aware, even though you are quite new, there has been some conflicts involving the former board and primarily one large shareholders. Would you say that are there any unsolved problems or ongoing discussions dating back to this period that you have to handle now?
I'm sure that you have seen the last one of the last press releases that is precisely addressing that. So all the litigations are now in a process to be resolved, and this is not something that will keep me awake at night.
Okay. But you have other things to work with, I'm
absolutely,
sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for coming here to present your company, and good luck with
Thank you.